prospective aspirants, delegates, and all stakeholders. On behalf of the National Elections Committee, I thank you for joining us this morning. The National Elections Committee has been entrusted with the responsibility of overseeing the process leading to the election of the party's national executives. We recognize the importance of this responsibility. The election of our national officers is not merely an internal administrative exercise. It is an important democratic process through which members of our party choose the leadership that will help steer the affairs of the New Patriotic Party. Our responsibility as a committee is therefore clear: to provide a process that is credible, transparent, orderly, fair, and firmly grounded in the Constitution of the party. Today, we wish to place before the party and the general public the key arrangements governing this election. The national executive elections are being organized pursuant to Article 10.2 of the party's constitution and other relevant provisions of the Constitution as amended. The rules and arrangements we are announcing are therefore intended to provide a clear framework within which all aspirants, delegates, and stakeholders can participate in the process. Our overriding principle is simple. The rules must be known in advance, they must be applied fairly, and they must apply equally to everyone. I wish to draw particular attention to the election timetable. The process begins next week. From the 17th to the 22nd of August 2026 will be opening and closing of nominations. From the 23rd to the 27th of August will be for filing of nomination forms. The 31st of August to 3rd September will be for vetting of aspirants. On the 5th of September, which happens to be my birthday, we will publish the vetting results. On the 6th and 7th of September, we will be open for appeals. 10th September, we expect the National Executive Committee and the National Council of the Party who have the ultimate responsibility of approving these aspirants and the process will have a meeting to seal the date September of October 2026. The election proper will be held. We urge every prospective aspirant and stakeholder to take careful note of these dates. The committee intends to adhere to this timetable so that the party can proceed towards the National Delegates Conference in an orderly and predictable manner. The elections will be supervised by the National Elections Committee. The committee comprises of myself as the chair, Honorable Asayasari as the vice chair, Madam Obushita Kofi here as a member, Honorable Anthony Kabo here as a member, Honorable Salam Ama Pianima Damata is also a member, Mr. Redentori is also a member, Ashanti Regional Chairman is a member, Mr. Frank Davis Esquire is a member of our committee, and Mr. Evans Nimako is the secretary to this all-important committee. We want to emphasize one important safeguard. A member of the National Elections Committee cannot contest the National Executive Elections and cannot also be seen to be affiliated with any aspirant of any of the positions that is available for contest. Should any member decide to contest, the National Executive Committee will appoint a replacement. This provision reinforces the impartiality expected of those administering the election. Prospective candidates should pay particular attention to their eligibility requirements. Among other requirements, an aspirant must be a known and active registered party member for at least 2 years. Be of good character. Be a member in good standing, including having paid membership dues for at least the past 2 years. Pay the prescribed fees. Satisfy the National Vetting Committee that he or she qualifies to contest. In the case of an aspirant for the National Youth Organizer, satisfy the stipulated age requirement and have the nomination form endorsed by at least one member in good standing across each of the 16 regions. The responsibility rests upon each aspirant to demonstrate that he or she satisfies the applicable eligibility qualification requirements. We therefore encourage prospective aspirants to study the regulations carefully before submitting their nominations. The committee has established a national vetting committee chaired by Honorable Cecilia Abena. The other members are Honorable Papa Owusu Ankoma, Honorable Salif Said, Ambassador Bafo J. Bawa, Honorable Elizabeth Ohene, Honorable Osei Prempe, Joyce Opoku Boateng, and Arnold Boateng, with Evans Nimako serving as the secretary to the vetting committee. The vetting committee will be responsible for vetting all aspirants. Where it determines that an aspirant does not satisfy the eligibility requirements for election as a national officer, it may recommend the disqualification of that aspirant. But importantly, the process does not end with vetting. There is an appeals mechanism. The National Appeals Committee is chaired by Honorable Joe Guy. Other members are Reverend S.K. Wolf, Lawyer Anthony Namu, who is currently our Upper East Regional Chair, Honorable Judge Mekuduka, Dr. Akbar Isi Rugula Omeni, Honorable Gifty Ohene Punebi, Honorable Kwesi Abia Chebe, Honorable Lorette Koko Asante, with Mr. Augustine Odei serving as Secretary. Any party member aspirant for national office who is aggrieved by a decision of the National Vetting Committee may submit a written petition to the National Appeals Committee. The Appeals Committee is required to determine a petition within 48 hours. Furthermore, where a petitioner remains dissatisfied with the Appeals Committee's decision, that person may launch a further appeal with the National Executive Committee, whose decision will be final and binding. This architecture is deliberate. We want decisions to be made according to rules, and where somebody feels aggrieved, for that person to have an established avenue for redress. Our appeal to everybody is therefore to use the institutions and procedures established by the party. Nomination fees and payment. The approved cost of nomination forms is as follows. For the national chairmanship position, it's 50,000 Ghana cedis. Vice chairperson, 30,000 Ghana cedis. For the general secretary position, 25,000 Ghana cedis. All other positions, 10,000 Ghana cedis. Special consideration for the special wings. Nasara, women and youth pay 8,000 Ghana cedis. Payment for nomination forms will be accepted in cash or by cash check at the National Headquarters of Asylum now. On payment of the prescribed fee, the aspirant will be issued with an official receipt, upon presentation of which the appropriate nomination form will be issued. Nomination forms may also be downloaded from the party's website. However, an aspirant who downloads the form must still pay the prescribed nomination fee in cash or by check. Obtain an official receipt before the completed form can be accepted for filing. We encourage all prospective aspirants to ensure that payments are made only through the officially designated process and that they obtain and retain their official receipts. The committee's objective is to make the process clear, straightforward, and properly documented for every aspirant. The national executive positions to be contested are the national chairperson, national vice chairpersons, general secretary, national treasurer, national organizer, national women organizer, national youth organizer, national Nasara organizer, and national communications director. Another important assurance concerns the actual conduct of the poll. The Electoral Commission of Ghana will conduct the elections under the supervision of the National Elections Committee in accordance with the applicable legal framework. The committee will provide a notice of poll which will be posted at the National Secretariat at least one clear week before the election. Our objective is to ensure that the voting and declaration process command the confidence of candidates, delegates, and the party as a whole. The Electoral College is broad and is constituted in accordance with Article 10(3) of the party constitution. It includes, among others, members of the National Council, members of the National Executive Committee, regional executive committees, constituency executive committees, external branch executive committees, the National Council of Elders, the National TESCOM Coordinator, and TESCOM presidents from recognized tertiary institutions, 30 national patrons elected from among themselves, qualified founding members, the party's members of parliament, and the special organs of the party. There are also specific provisions governing participation in the elections for the National Women Organizer, the National Youth Organizer, and the National Nasara Organizer. The regulations further provide that at least 1/3 of the delegates must be present to constitute a quorum of the National Delegates Conference. I want to address prospective aspirants directly. The National Elections Committee welcomes healthy competition. Competition for leadership is part of the democratic character of our party. We therefore expect aspirants and their supporters to campaign vigorously for the confidence of delegates. But we also expect that competition to be conducted with respect to one another, respect for the party, and respect for the rules governing the election. At the end of this process, there must still be one new patriotic party. No individual ambition should be greater than the collective interest of the party. To our delegates, the responsibility you carry is equally important. You will ultimately determine who occupies the various national executive positions. We encourage delegates to exercise that responsibility freely, conscientiously, and in the best interest of the party. The National Elections Committee's responsibility is to create the conditions within which that choice can be made and faithfully reflected in the declared results. To our good friends here, the media, we recognize the important role you play throughout this process. We ask for accuracy, for fairness, and verification. Where clarification is required, we encourage you to engage the National Elections Committee rather than rely upon speculation or unofficial interpretations of the rules. We intend as much as practicable to maintain an open channel of communications with you and with all stakeholders throughout the process. Let me conclude by stating clearly what aspirants, delegates, party members and the Ghanaian public should expect from this committee. We will be impartial, we will be transparent, we will apply the rules fair and fairly. We will provide opportunity for legitimate grievances to be heard through the established processes. And we will work to deliver an election whose outcome reflects the freely expressed choice of the delegates. We also ask something of every stakeholder. Know the rules, respect the rules, use the established processes, and put the interests of the party above individual interests. The strength of the democratic organization is demonstrated not simply by the competition for leadership, but by its capacity to manage that competition fairly, peacefully, and credibly. That is the task before us. And that is the commitment of the National Elections Committee. Our duty is not to determine who wins. Our duty is to ensure that the rules are fair, the process is credible, every qualified aspirant gets a fair opportunity, every legitimate delegate gets a voice, and ultimately the choice of the delegates prevail. Thank you. I'm sorry, not paid. It's Yamaha, the NGS. Ishia Moha, just tells you, and yet you say I told some friend on the praying and he just a share of the pay. Yes, we did when you are saying, yes, Shamo ever. All power say in the NPP could and about 2 hours, the baby penny for baby NPP, among you could and to a home is sharing. And you see that yes, Shamo no praise it is a share about the 2 when you. Now, 2 years in a swap, a day, sir, a battle no Eriba, or NPP, a year, and Crata, and now constitutional. It did not suit till party no emo. Article 10 to 9, I don't know, Emma. Party need to be my own, who would say, yeah, nearly, and as you said, so near, oh, yes, sir, a battle. Yeah, as you say, I make a young na a Bakubi, Menameda, and Honorable Napas, sorry, Owaha, a year, Etiwa, a pre Abato, Persuasu, one Rashabit, or no, and I am a village. On her faithful, which is psycho, ultimately, first of Kahobi, Honorable Cabo. Ekamu Ebi, Honorable Salam Ama Madamata, Ayam Brashib, Ama Kwabre South Constituency, Ashanti Region, Okahubi, Obania Victoria, that IT department, and Asset Director, Okahubi. Then Ashanti Regional Chairman, so Ekan, and Mranimu Frank Davis, Ekamu. One uncle Opani Evans, Imako, Anona, Oya Chachu, and it's a Yabano. It's a tremor and it's a year due there by 17th August, Ecosi 22nd. The will be nominations, our party headquarters. No BR and who say national officers election, or the Quack can see me, but to me, about the nomination forms. If you 23rd, and you go 27th, a bad transit, my forms, no, I am baby, we can say, I can file nominations. See, if you 31st August, and they call 3rd September, and the man now vetting committee, no, after every one file one nomination, so now, and 7%, on Abraham one grant say no I said so I be a was a factor say obedi NPP amayoku anymore and what you know 5th September Miami as my woman that the list one vetting committee you know one report HS will be to me I contested the BP so some will be so one that report corona no eventually and no September 6th the 7th so assembly can say the vetting committee in a new 8 so we appeals committee in so and as a worker afi 10 September Sunday man na go be the National Executive Committee and the National Council. I want to make a see one party one Sunday Bangkok National Conference. I shall want to obi to me actually one I know we be partner appeals quite no obi any report no per se or say approve and National Executive Committee on the 10th of September we better answer the whole we are saving in our 14th September here the notice of poll about 3rd October now about one person SSS vetting committee Yashishano Honorable Sister Abdallah Abdallah Honorable Papu Sankuma Honorable Salif Said Ambassador Bafo Ejiba Honorable Elizabeth Ohene Honorable Cyprem Pekahum Joyce Opuku Wati Arnold Wati and Evans Mako Asamiya Ochichori Emma Appeals Committee so Honorable Jogat Ono any Ochichori Emma Sa Reverend S.K. Wolf Okamobi Anthony Namo Upper East Regional Chairman and also Kahobi Honorable George Brekuduka Okamobi Dr. Akbar Yusuf Rohula Komeni Okamobi Honorable Gifty Ohene Kunedo Honorable Kwesi Abeya Ochrepe Honorable Lorette Koko Asante Wina Baying Abranti of Destiny Day Honorable Ochichuri Masa Nasawoye party ba a pese ukosa aka see ya ye kan say ati say enyim so ye NPP ni anya kura ben fie bi ati say enyim party ati say usuban usuban ati say usuban ni subana e otu ati say oye party ba ujina yi na yi no ka ho say o to white say we tia musumi bia we tia kwa fie bi ga twam ni say we tia sa to a tia party na wo na wo be say dem a ye kikan nyina no watumi ahye so ama wa kire ade dia kire committee ni say ampa sa dem ni nyina no wo di so say efata na say we obi a oracle National Youth Organizer position also there. Let's say we say and Fedo no be over and this is our Fedo and the party constitution actually. Now what check you we just sure what could be some man say and if you are that now can say oh but I am pack. When you are man we be say papa to look like we hospital oh no what could be some doctor so work. And quite sure the party brand say Engosi da obeto abano na obia orekosa akansi ni bi enti se we dey fear dem na ti say otumi satisfy so afi ubeje nomination forms now they are 16 regions ni na ese unya party baba ko e wo region bia a ono so gina yi wo party ni na otumi ama sa endorsement ti asise sa nyema nyina na ko wie se form na do ba beto anye free o se kwa chia de fa o sika na eye ti o se open national chairman Nigeria ko form no kai da ho 50,000 Ghana cedis So we be vice chairman, and so 30,000 Ghana cedis. General secretary, and well go in also 25,000 position ahorow aka nyinaa 10,000. Na mo say Oracle youth organizer, women organizer, and Nasara organizer there. They are targeted so already 8,000 Ghana cedis. He said one who says I see which means you see and kasa dia back. Which means why the check I would need this car and they are rare committee now and what you for now. Person will buy which me and download the form on our party website. Now move or they form the rebel file now see can account. Position our more contest here being hard to buy. Electoral college in Server 2 and also in our party constitution. Our battle, the best share a year electoral commission and some. One the actual election also. A year committee, Yamama supervision. The very say a human warrior. So it's a share the man will say on Fanya in our battle, am I don't know what they are and somebody can be said. On a record can see you. I can get you on the power to. And I won't so yes, I will say, Mamma, some of the baby hacker. And you're quite true. So we've been a woman, yes, Pisa. Power, because I want to be able. And I said, and Cocotti in Seku, you believe in a fan conquer. Was your home. And that was said, one by the kind. See, what's your profit and I need to. We are not asking questions. We are delivering information to you. No questions. We are just giving information to you. We are giving information. So please continue. No questions. There will be other engagements. This one, we are giving you information. Please, we invited you here. This is the modality. We are just channeling out information to you. There will be subsequent engagements, so don't worry. All right. Yeah, it's a movie. That's precisely as a no questions. Just understand. And you can always call it. Fantastic. There will be subsequent.
Say something so we can smile.
Hi.
Thank you so much, media, for coming.
The copies of this will be available.